Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, I don't have to tell you what week is going to happen with this weekend. The opening games of the 2023 NFL season begins tomorrow night with the Detroit Lions playing the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. It's the kickoff game of the 2023 NFL season. So it's going to be a great and wonderful tomorrow night. And we've got high school football on Friday, college on Saturday, pro on Sunday and Monday. Who could ask for anything more than that? Our Buccaneers take on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota, 1 o'clock Sunday. Big game for the team, big game for all of us Buc fans. And we're going to be rooting for the Bucs to win that game. They're 12-point underdogs going in by Vegas's tabulation at yesterday's Westgate odds. We're 12-point underdogs to the Vikings. But we here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy are optimistic that we can pull off a win with Dave Canales' offense. We're going to have a lot of play action. We're going to try to depend on run, a lot of Rashad White, a lot of play action passes to our tight ends and to our receivers in Evans and Godwin and Palmer. And hopefully our defense will show up with some good tackling and good blitzing and some good edge presence with Shaquille Barrett, Anthony Nelson, Joe Tran, Sharinka, Yaya Denby on the outer edges, and we can put the pressure on Kirk Cousins, force him to throw the ball a little fast. We can pick a few off and set our offense up to score. I believe we have an opportunity to go in this game and win this game. It's a big game for this team's confidence, a big game being the first one, but for this team to come together and be underdogs going in, knowing they're underdogs, and if they can pull off a win, and even in a field goal in the last second, it's still a win. So we're looking forward to a lot of great things. Sunday, we have no injuries to report. Everyone's 100%. Hainsey's going to start at center. We're going to have Cody Monken on the right guard. We're going to have Luke Genicky out at right tackle. We're going to have Fiedler at left guard. Worf's out at left tackle. So that's going to be our offensive line. Vita Vea will be starting, of course, as you know, and we'll have the Greg Greer and the rest of our interior linemen ready to go. So we should have no problems with any injuries. Everybody will be suited up, and everybody will be ready to go with expectations as high as they can. The keys to the game is going to be the running game and the offensive line and the edge being able to hurry Kirk Cousins. He's almost 35 years old. He's a slow mover in that pocket. And if we can collapse that pocket and get him off his mark to Jefferson, stop the run, get some interceptions and some turnovers to set up Mayfield in that offense. And for Baker Mayfield, we've all been waiting on this moment. It's time for him to shine. He knows this is his last shot. And this is a shot he wanted. This is a coach he wanted, the team he wanted, and a chance to perpetuate his career. So I'm looking for big things from Baker Mayfield. I'm looking for big things this game and this season. I think he's a gritty player, and I think he'll play with everything he's got because he's got nothing to lose if he don't. The other games, you got the Dolphins and the Chargers playing. A big game there for the Dolphins. You've got the Giants and the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. What a way to start. You've got the Jets playing the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. So great games, great schedule, a lot of action. Sports Talk with the Cowboy again for the second year in a row has You Pick 'em. We've got a pick sheet out at many locations here in Highlands County, Sebring, Avon Park. And we have a lot of people who have turned their sheets in. And if you want to turn your sheet in and haven't got a paper sheet, you can go to the schedule of this week's NFL action and put in the comments your winners, who you have to win each game. But you got to do that before 7 o'clock tomorrow night because that's the kickoff with the Lions and the Chiefs. So don't wait till Sunday to do it because you won't be able to participate in week 1. We'll continue to tabulate the scores as we did last year. Last year's winner was Bill from Sebring, and Brian from Lakeland came in second place in our season 1 of the Sports Talk with the Cowboy You Pick 'em pool. And it'll be this week's first game action. So you people that did not get the paper sheets, go to the comment, put down the winners of each game, and submit it to us. And here we will get those, and we'll write your name down, and we will put down your picks, and we'll announce the winner in next week's show for week 1. A lot of action in college. This week was the first week of college, Labor Day weekend. Traditionally, the Florida Gators were beat by the Utah Utes. They looked kind of sloppy. They looked kind of lackadaisical. Utah scored on the first time they had the ball, a 74-yard touchdown pass. So it wasn't a good week for the Gators. They did not come out on top. But Florida State did defeat the number 5 team in the country, LSU Tigers, up at Camping World Stadium in Orlando Sunday night. Big game for the Seminoles on national television. And they went from 8th after this weekend's action to 4th in the country by beating LSU in a second half that, for all you Seminole fans, will never be forgotten. What a great game they played. Great game for the Seminoles. UCF beat Kent State. Not much of a game, but they beat them. And our Bulls, Alice, especially you, knowing you're a USF fan, and myself, a USF backer here at Sports Talk the Cowboy, we lost to Western Kentucky 41-24 in a good game. We played hard into the third quarter when we got an interception down at the end zone, a fumble recovery off an edge rush, and the game kind of got away from us at the end, and we lost that game, Alice, 41-24 to Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, which had a great quarterback, and we played them real close though. UCF put a lot of effort out, and they were in the game most of the game until the very, very end, and they just kind of got not in a rhythm, made a few mistakes, and that cost them against a good team like the Hilltoppers. But this week, they got Florida A&M Rattlers at Raymond James Stadium on Saturday, Alice. We got a good chance of winning that game, and Florida A&M's a tough team. They just got finished winning their first game Saturday, and they're a good, hard-hitting football team. So, a lot of college action this week, a lot of big games, Texas, Alabama, other games. So, continue to watch the college football, watch USF against Florida A&M this week, and we'll continue to keep you posted on the scores of this next week's college ball. But a lot of great action from high school to college to pro. Now we're going to move on to the Tampa Bay Rays. They're finishing up a 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox tonight. Boston took the first game. We won last night. We're playing the third game tonight. We've won 82 games. We're still playing good ball. We're in the wild card race, 2 games behind the Baltimore Orioles are leading the East, and we got all the way to the end of September to catch them. And if not, we can still get into the playoffs with being a wild card. We got to continue to win these games, and we're continuing to. And we hope tonight we can get out there and win this game. Luke Rayleigh's left-hander can put a few over the fence. We're hitting pretty good. Our hitting's still good. Our pitching's still good, even with a barrage of injuries. And so we're still in the hunt. We'll keep you posted on the Rays. As far as the NASCAR is concerned, last week was at Darlington. Sunday night, Kyle Larson won the first race in the playoffs. He won the Darlington Southern 500 Sunday night. And this week they'll be running. So anyhow, that's the rundown on NASCAR and what's going on with them. Again, this week is Kansas. Next week will be at Bristol, and that will be the first cut line from the 16 drivers down to 12. And that's the news in the NASCAR. And now we'll take your questions. And of course, Alice asked what I thought about the USF Western Kentucky game. And Alice, USF played a tough and hard-hitting ball game. They played a good strategic football. They stayed in the game against a very veteran team, very well-coached team, and almost won the game. As you know, our quarterback threw an interception down near the end zone in the red zone. They intercepted the ball. That canceled out a touchdown for us, and kind of the momentum swing happened. They got the ball, went down and scored, and then on the next series, we got the ball. The defensive end for Western Kentucky came around, tackled our quarterback. He fumbled. He picked it up and ran it into the end zone. That's what happened there, Alice. The momentum changed right in front of your eyes. And once it starts changing like that so dramatically, and the other team picks and feeds up on it like Western Kentucky did, that's usually the outcome. And so USF played a tough game, Alice. And they played a good game. They played a lot better than they played last year as far as I was concerned. And the little bit they were in the game, and they were in the game most of the game. So, look, Alice, we look forward to this Florida A&M game Saturday night at Raymond James Stadium. Get a chance, get on out there. And thank you for your question. God bless you. And the next question is from Tom. And Tom wanted to know what I thought about Palmer, our new receiver that took over for Russell Gage, and what I thought the expectations would be in this Minnesota Viking game. And Tom, you're from Avon Park. Tom's a regular person on our show. Tom, I think Palmer will be an excellent receiver taking over for Gage. I think Palmer's better than Gage. Myself personally, I think he's going to do great things. It wouldn't shock me he scores 1 or 2 touchdowns this week. Tom, he's going to be a phenomenal receiver. He's going to be somebody everybody in Tampa is going to be talking about in a good way. I feel like he's just a great receiver. We got him in a very, very good position in the draft. Don't know why nobody else hadn't picked him up, but I'm sure glad they didn't, Tom. Look for great things out of him, Tom, Sunday against the Vikings. God bless you, Tom. Thank you for your question. The next question is from Kathy, and Kathy's from Wauchula, and Kathy wanted to know what I thought about the 2 players for the University of Florida Gators who were wearing number 3 as their number on the field at the same time, and I had ever seen that ever happen. Kathy, I've never seen a college, high school, or pro program where 2 players had the same number and were on the field at the same time and got a flag for it. That was the first time in my life that I've ever seen such bungling. Number one, I've never seen the players on a field that are playing, 2 players have the same number. Never seen it. But I've never seen the player go into the game at the same time with that number on and get flagged for it. Never. So, Kathy, that was the first for me. I know it was the first for a lot of people because they've never seen it before. And if you're the Gators, you never want to see it again. It was a terrible game how the Gators were coached. They were sloppy. They were non-enthusiastic. They played terrible. So for you Gator fans and myself as a Gator supporter, I've got to tell you the Gators were pretty bad. They looked pretty bad to me. Not just the team. The quarterback didn't impress me, but the coaching. Like this 2 number 3s on the field at the same time. I haven't spoken to anybody since the game that's ever seen that happen. Thank you for your question. God bless you, Kathy. DJX, what do you got for me?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. All right. Bucs take Drake May in mock draft.
First, I got to tell you, that 75 Mean Joe Green, steel curtain Pittsburgh shirt, sporting it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What a great team that was.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish we had him playing in his prime for the Bucs, but Drake May in the mock draft, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I think if the Bucs don't do good this year and Mayfield don't do good, Trask don't do good when he's given a chance, because if Mayfield don't do good, Trask's going to be given his chance. We're going to be looking for someone in the draft, and Drake May sounds pretty good to me.
Sound pretty good. All right. Did Colorado deserve top 25?
Absolutely, Colorado deserved top 25. They beat TCU, who was in the championship game last year against Georgia. A lot of people have been throwing shade at Deion Sanders. He came into a program, won 1 game.
Yeah.
1 game, 1-11, came in there, changed over 50 players on the team, and he can't win in this level. He can't win this level. Goes down, plays a team that was in the championship game last year.
Right.
The Super Bowl of college football. Let's just say it like it is here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. TCU, Georgia. Yes, Georgia killed TCU, beat them bad, but that don't matter. TCU was there. Goes to TCU's house, Horned Frog's house, and beats them. Colorado was 21-point underdogs, people, and they won. Sanders, Shanae Sanders, maybe I butchered his first name.
Yeah.
He's Deion Sanders' son, his quarterback. 510 yards. Okay? I think he's, we talking about Drake May. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks out there you want to see, everybody's looking at Caleb Williams, Drake May, all these other quarterbacks. Better look at Sanders.
Yeah.
We'll see about it this week.
Check him out. All right. Najee Harris becoming more detailed after admitting he didn't feel like he needed to work on certain things. Najee
Harris, by leaving Alabama and getting in that Pittsburgh program, first year he looked real good, but the last couple of years, at least last year for sure, he just wasn't sharp as he once was. In my estimation, could have been the line, could have been blocking. That does have a great lot to do with how good a running back does.
Yeah.
But he's refocused and recommitted himself this year, and he's looked good in training camp, and Pittsburgh has looked real good, absolutely good, and they're going to need to because they're going to host the San Francisco 49ers this week in a tremendous game. 49ers, Steelers, at home in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. All right. Former NFL wide receiver on life support, Mike Williams.
I'm sad to hear about Mike Williams, a great receiver on life support. We can pray for him, pray for his family.
Yeah.
He's a great man in his community, and I hope everything goes well with him. And we're sure sending out prayers, myself and this show's prayers to Mike Williams and his family.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's go to the boards. Kansas City Chiefs odds tracker. Latest Chiefs betting lines feature a Super Bowl odds.
I think until somebody beats the Kansas City Chiefs and takes away that Super Bowl trophy from them, they've got to be odds-on favorite to win it again. I mean, they've been in three of the last four. So, I mean, let's just lay it on the line. Somebody's got to take it away from them. They won it last year, and so if somebody beats them and takes that trophy, why wouldn't they be the number one odds? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of number 2s and 3s, but you can't just, okay, Mahomes and all of them, the whole team's there, but we'll take away their trophy and say somebody's better than they are. No. Somebody's got to beat them out of that trophy. Right. And I understand perfectly why before the season starts, they would be the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I see that. All right, we're going to leave it off right here. Steelers Wednesday injury report. Week 1. Larry Jumpy limited due to foot injury.
I hate to hear that because he's a great part of their defense. He's a great part of what makes them the new steel curtain in Pittsburgh. And I hope he can play. I hope that injury is not too severe. And I'm sure he's getting as much therapy as he can because if anything, he wants out in this first game. But, I mean, if he could injure him for the rest of the season, maybe he don't play. We have to get a little bit closer. But if there's any way he can play, I'm sure he will play. And they certainly will miss him if he don't play.
Right. All right. Well, that's what I got for you tonight.
Well, God bless you, DJX. And God bless each and every one of you for supporting this show. Continue to share. Continue to send in your questions. We'll answer them. We got a lot of football to cover. When you see this game, you need a question to be asked, please feel free to get with us, and we'll be glad to put you on there and answer that question. Get out there and find the Sports Talk with the Cowboy football pool for week 1 at many business locations. And if you don't, go to get your schedule and put the winning teams into the comment and send it into the show before tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And you'll be in week 1. And until then, I want all the Bucs fans to get ready for this weekend and enjoy it and savor the moment and know that we have great expectations and we're behind our team 100%. And do good for our team this week in Minnesota. Be good to your neighbor. Lend a hand if you can't still lend one. We need a lot more goodness and kindness in this world, not hatred and selfishness, because we have a lot of that going around. Until next show, God bless you and Cowboy out.